I learned early on when I started teaching mental toughness is that that's only like half the equation. You know, what goes on in your mind, like you could be firm about not quitting but just be weak emotionally, and it doesn't matter how much you think about not quitting, you're still going to quit. Because you can't feel your way through it. It's just too painful to think about the alternative, right, of staying with something, or you get overwhelmed emotionally with an event and you make a catastrophic decision that you instantly regret. But it's a one-shot deal in something like BUD/S. In Kokoro Camp, we might give you a second chance, because we're not here to attrite you, we're here to train you. We still have like a 30% attrition rate. Contrast that with the BUD/S training, which is 80%, and we could have an 80% attrition rate if we wanted. It wouldn't be that hard, but it's not our goal. So here's the thing. You can be mentally tough and not really connected deeply to a sense of purpose. And the first sign of real pain, like serious pain where like you didn't expect this level of discomfort, then you start looking for ways out. And you start getting angry. Angry at yourself, angry at the coaching staff, or you start feeling pity, right? And so all those emotions start to come up. You know, the primary component of emotional resiliency is self-control. Self-control has both a mental and emotional component. They're really so closely tied, right? They're like two sides of the same coin. Because you can have emotional responses that trigger unhealthy thought patterns, and you can have unhealthy thought patterns that trigger the emotional response. It's very rare to have a pure thought that doesn't have an emotion tied to it. And it's also very rare to have an emotion that's powerful without thinking about it. Am I right? It's like they kind of one leads to the other. And so that's like that saying we have, where the mind leads, the body follows. It's equally true that where the body leads, the mind follows. And so they're constantly in this dance. That's why the big four of emotional control. You know, emotional development, I don't have as nice, like, do these four things for emotional control, because the big four of mental toughness, those skills also work for emotional control. Breath control helps control your emotions, right? Having a short-term goal instead of a long-term goal helps your emotions, because you know it's a lot easier to be optimistic if you're just trying to get through the next 10 minutes. And if you set everything else aside, I mean, this is what I did in Hell Week. It's like, I don't give a shit about the end of the week. I give a shit about the end of this evolution. I'm getting to the end of this evolution, because I know at the end of this evolution, I'm gonna get a break. I'm gonna get some water, I'm gonna get some food, maybe even a meal. And same thing in the evening, and this is germane for Kokoro Camp, the worst time of the day, considering this being one long day, is at 0 dark 30, when you've been training for 18 hours in the first night or 30 some odd hours in the second night, and you can't quite see your way to sunrise, and it's in the middle of the night and you're just cold and miserable. And you have your dark night of the soul, and you want to quit. And I always tell people, don't quit in darkness. Don't quit in darkness. Why is that? Because guess what? As soon as that sun peaks over the horizon, your spirit sparks. It lights up because, I made it to sunrise. And oh, breakfast is right around the corner. I got that to look forward to. I made it another night. So there's a milestone. I just hit a benchmark. Woo! Feeling good, looking good. All of a sudden, everything starts looking better.